You can now make online payments to Institute of Agro, Technology and Rural Science, University of Colombo via GovPay.
මේ වෙනකොට අපේ රටේ අත්‍යවශ්‍ය ඖෂධ
862 medicines have been categorized essential as of now. However, there is a nationwide shortage of 131 medicines. There is a shortage of 218 medicines in the medical supplies division. Around 26 tests slated to be conducted at the National Hospital Colombo have been suspended. You are aware that the healthcare system relies on doctors. Vehicles cannot be procured, even though necessary permit documents for vehicles are issued. The government's keenness to provide vehicles to the 225 members of parliament must also be extended to doctors. Off the back of these disappointments, doctors are migrating out of the country for overseas employment.
කලකිරීමත් එක්ක රට අතහැරලා යනවා. මම හිතන්නේ අර ඒ යම්කිසි වෘත්තීය සමිතියකින් දීපු
I think he simply repeated the content of the document provided to him by the trade union. Half of that document is utterly false. We are currently resolving a majority of the issues surrounding medicines. I don't know if the MP used the information available on the website to collect the data. I don't know where in the website particularly that information was displayed. I use this website daily. The issues you raised simply cannot exist. If they do exist, share the pertinent details with us so we can look into it. I have one request to make. There are some officials who would lay down their lives to execute their duties properly. Certain companies might have shared the names of such officials with you already. I request all MPs to refrain from mentioning their names in this house as it would make them uncomfortable. Many employees of the SPC, the NMR and MST have been threatened with death. We have informed the Inspector General of Police regarding this. The head of the World Health Organization made a statement recently that Sri Lanka can be hailed as an example for a medium to low income country that has a stable healthcare system in place.
ආදර්ශයක් තිබේ නම් මේකට හොඳම ආදර්ශය ගත හැක්කේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවෙන් කියලා. අපේ රටේ සෞඛ්‍ය ශාස්ත්‍රයේ විශිෂ්ටත්වය පිළිබඳව
A statement was made in this house that progress and excellence of our healthcare system in the past 76 years was globally recognized. Those who speak of a 76-year curse refuse to acknowledge these accolades. However, the World Health Organization acknowledges it. That itself is enough for us. Wasn't this progress made in the past 76 years? However, at every election stage you claimed that the past 76 years was nothing but a curse. Why don't you provide vehicle permits to doctors, officials of top ministries, engineers and other professionals? There is a severe medicine shortage in our country today. This is a document pinned on the notice board at the National Hospital. Tell me if this too is a lie. This list depicts scans and tests that have been suspended at the National Hospital. Do you think this is a lie? Kindly look into this and provide solutions.
මේව පිළිබඳව හොයලා බලලා මේකට විසඳුම් ලබා දෙන්න.
අද වෙනකොටත් වෛද්‍යවරුන් විශාල පිරිසක්
Large numbers of doctors expect to migrate. You urge doctors abroad to come back to Sri Lanka. Doctors in Sri Lanka, however, hope to migrate. If the vehicle allowance of 280,000 rupees cannot be provided, the government should at least provide them with 120,000 rupees. If the government has in fact saved $1 trillion and if new taxes raised an additional 150 billion rupees, then why can't this allowance be granted to doctors? During election campaigns, the president claimed that he would abolish permits provided to parliamentarians if he ever assumes power. However, he also mentioned that vehicle permits will be provided to state sector employees and doctors. What has he actually implemented today? Each parliamentarian is provided a cab. Meanwhile, 1,700 cabs are slated to be imported. We still cannot comprehend why the government needs this many cabs. How can you provide cabs to parliamentarians and not to doctors? Certain allegations have been leveled that these permits are being sold off. Those who make those allegations sell permits within parliament itself. When questioned about it, they say that they added it to their party fund. However, they have to sell their permits to do so. We are well aware of how the current government purchases vehicles, regardless of what the practice may have been for previous regimes.
විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ විපක්ෂයේ මන්ත්‍රීවරුන්ගේ කතා එක්ක
Statements made by opposition MPs imply that our healthcare service, which was among the best in the world, has diminished by the end of the year. I'd like to remind the House on misconduct carried out by members of the opposition within the health sector. There is an ICU which was declared open by former President Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Tangol Hospital on the 28th of November 2009 that is now in dilapidated condition. Can a building face such dilapidation within 10 years of its construction? What we can infer is that his relatives may have been awarded the contract, paving the way for them to line their own pockets through state funds.
ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? තමන්ගේ හිතවතුන්ට කොන්ට්‍රාක්ට් දීලා හොරා කාලේ වෙන්නේ නැති. මම කියන්න කැමති දැන් හෙට උදේ ඉඳලා රටට විගණකාධිපති කෙනෙක් නැහැ.
Sri Lanka will not have an Auditor General from tomorrow. An Auditor General retired on the 28th of April 2025, the first such retirement under your government. You appointed an Auditor General for 14 days. An acting Auditor General was appointed on the 23rd of April this year, with the appointment being valid for 30 days. SGB Chandana, a graduate of the University of Kelaniya and allegedly allegedly a friend of the president, was nominated to the Constitutional Council to be appointed as the Auditor General. He does not even have a day of experience in the government service, nor does he possess any knowledge pertaining to the audit protocols of Parliament. Since this seemed to be a plan that would not work out, they extended the tenure of the Auditor General by 6 months. According to what we heard, the Constitutional Council rejected a proposal to extend the tenure by 3 months. Therefore, we will not have an Auditor General from tomorrow onwards. What is the government strategically waiting for? 3 members of the Constitutional Council will vacate office by the 3rd of January. The government intends to drag this matter on until the 3rd of January. Our country has become a nation without an Auditor General. I kindly request the President to not conduct such petty actions.
මේ රටේ ජනතාව තමුන්නාංශව පත් කරුවේ මේකට නෙමෙයි.
මතක තියාගන්න මමද සෞඛ්‍ය ඇමතිවරයා හැටියට මේ අයවැය විවාදයේ පිළිතුරු කතාව කරන්නේ.
Let me remind you, I serve today as the health minister who has reduced the prices of the largest number of medicines in our history. There were 350 medicines whose prices have never been reduced before, and very soon the prices of 250 more medicines will be lowered. The prices will continue to decrease. We have made a clear plan to ensure this. Moreover, the leader of the opposition presented a document claiming a shortage of medicines, but there is no responsibility attached to this document. However, the document lacks accountability. The document refers to out-of-stock medicines at the MSD, yet there is no accountability. This is just a document. Another one refers to nationally out-of-stock medicines, and this too has no accountability. When was this published? Where was it published? From where was it downloaded? None of that is provided. Only the document itself is presented. I have checked these documents thoroughly through our officers. According to this, the benzyl benzoate application requires only 2,050 per month. We have 2,215. How is there a shortage? From where did you get this document? Several of these documents presented by Sajith Premadasa are blatantly false.
කීපෙකින් ඔප්පු කරේ මූලාශ්‍රය සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස කියන්නේ පට්ටපල් බොරු කෙබර.